Ask Women. Ladies, when was the last time your cat stepped on your boob and used it as a launching pad? Just last week, she was making biscuits on my boob and then suddenly she was ready for blast off. 30 seconds ago. Literally never. My cats are very much about being next to human, rather than on human. Which is nice. No claws and leg, no boob launch pad, no legs falling asleep cause I can't move because cat. But at the same time, I look over at them snoozing next to me, and my lap just feels so cold. Even worse, I was on my side this morning and she stepped right on my nipple, pinning it to the bed. My whole life flashed in front of my eyes. Mine would rather die than touch me on purpose, lol. She's one of those cats that prefer to be part of the decoration. She doesn't launch off of them. She just stands, staring at me, with her whole weight on my boobs. I'm pretty sure she does it on purpose to test my devotion to her. Most days I cuddle him actually. He tolerates it for a while but jumps to freedom when he's had enough. She never really launches off of them, but walks across them constantly. So painful. 2 months ago, I am currently abroad for my study and haven't seen my cats since then. Frown dang, I miss them. My wife has asked me to reply on her behalf. Since we saw this on the front page a minute ago, our youngest has launched off her tits twice, then kicked me in the junk 3 times before settling on my lap. Pic of said kitty. Now she's got comfortable. Some URL. No, only my bladder can be used as a launching pad. I've been sick for 6 days now, so 7 days ago. Not my favorite way to bond with the little goof, I'll admit. Update, days this boob has gone without a catto squish, 0. She slipped off the top of my chair and landed claws out on my boobs last night, all the damn time. Get off my titty, kitty. Almost every morning she does what I call the pride rock, where she stands on my boob with her front 2 paws and surveys her kingdom with an everything the light touches vibe. My stomach is her launching pad. If I roll onto my back in my sleep, I'm in for a rude awakening. 1 hour ago when we were on the sofa, mine hasn't since that for a while, but I was having a bath the other day and he just curled up on them and fell asleep, totally clear of the water, literally 10 minutes ago. I heard, within the past week tbh. It's an everyday struggle. I'm immune to it at this point. She used to use them as a launch pad more often to the window shelf above our bed, but now that the temperature's colder she doesn't do it as often. Doesn't stop her from walking across my boobs though if they happen to be the most convenient path, most days. One of my cats always finds the boob when she wants to knead into whatever blanket I have covering me, always. When she done, she normally uses some area of my chest to launch herself somewhere else on the sofa. If it's not the chest, it's my stomach. I've had 2 stomach surgeries in the last year and it's like they know how to inflict the most pain, just right now. How is your morning going? Don't have a cat, but my baby did this yesterday, and they know what they're doing. 2 hours ago. Last night, my cat always somehow manages to step on my nipples. She's very snuggly and loves to knead/sleep on me quite often, but I swear, every single time. Right on the nip. Wow. I misread this as ladies, when was the last time you stepped on your boob and used it as a launching pad? As a 30-year-old male I was baffled and intrigued. Now I'm sad because I'm an idiot. My cat doesn't really launch, but she once bit me on the boob 3 times in a row while I was changing shirts. My dog just did it. Around 10 kilograms of ouch. This morning. She doesn't use it as a launch pad though. Just stands there and seemingly puts all of her weight on the titty paw. She tends to always get her paw right on my nipple, and it suspiciously tends to align with the peak of my PMS when my boobs are already sore. My sister's cat did something like that to me a couple of years ago. Reddit has made me wonder why people willingly choose to bring a cat into their home. Damn. Right on the boobs. Fucking too many times, but not in the last 10 minutes since I got home. They don't just use my boob as launching pad, they turn around and rub their butts on my face too. Those fuckers. This must be real love, since I don't know if I'll tolerate and still love another living being if it's rubbing its ass on my cheeks while I'm trying to text. Early on chilly mornings, my pug asks to get under the covers with me to spoon. She does a 180 once she gets under so her head is facing out. Inevitably, right before she completes her turn, she stops, hesitates, and steps on my nipple. I hold my boob in every time, and yet somehow we cannot break free from this cycle. So, just an hour ago or so. What a lovely post smile. I'm a dude and I stopped walking around the house naked because the cat swatted at the dangly bits. Boob no, morning full bladder? Yes, we have a new kitten. She often jumps from the sofa back onto my boob and onto the floor. A bit like a trampoline. So far she's only drawn blood twice. Lol, this morning. Nail got caught on nipple ring. Still wincing when I think about it, weary face. This needs more comments. Often. But now he's missing. My dog did this in reverse, jumping off a couch and landing. This morning, ouch. Around a year ago, I think. I moved out and had to leave her behind. Now she hangs out with my little brother. My cat is obsessed with doing this, always when they're feeling sore. I have 4 cats, so it happens at least 4 times a day. He didn't use them as a launch pad, but needing that dough. Ouchie wow, he's a 15 to 16 pounds cat. I love him to pieces though. He's getting fairly senior, so he no longer uses it as a launch pad so much as a runway for him to strut his chunky stuff on, every fucking night, sometimes with cold paws. It's like it's her only launch area. However, mildly unrelated, I have stretched ears, and while my plugs were out and had my all naked lobes out, she decided to scale the entire right half of my body, including my right earlobe, which she, so graciously, dug her back claws into before slinging herself off of my body. My dogs do it daily. Sigh. My puppy is only 15 pounds, so not bad when she does it. My other dog almost 60 pounds, and when he does it, it feels like he just squashed my boob like the mammogram machine did. One of my cats digs in deep before projecting herself across space and time. Yesterday, smiley face. Every single time. 10 minutes ago on my goddamn mastectomy site. She's so lucky, I love her. 10 minutes ago and I said ow and she ran away in fear as if I just stepped on her nipple, upside down face. Literally on Friday morning. It happens every day. I'm pretty pregnant RN2, so she loves a combo belly to boob to shelves above the bed launch. What the fuck? That would be never. My partner's family jewels, however. My friend's cat doesn't use it as a launching pad, he uses it as one of those workout balls you try to balance on with one leg. My stomach a lot, but lately he has been using a spot a little lower, neutral face. They like to perch on my headboard, the cats, not my boobs, so it's a nightly ritual. 20 minutes ago. Also, my cat likes to let her claws out when she's comfortable, so we will just be chilling and all of a sudden I've got claw marks on my titties. About 10 minutes ago. I sat here for 2 hours because she finally sat on my lap. She had been kneading my boob off and on. After an hour, I really needed to pee. Of course she didn't use my boob as a launching pad, she used my bladder instead. Thanks. I'm not a cat owner, but I thoroughly enjoyed reading these comments. Smiley face, you all put up with a lot, way too often. Mostly it's me prying her off my chest because that beautiful, cuddly, insanely warm ball of fluff would live on top of me if I let her. Mine favors the bladder over the bosom for springboard purposes. Few days ago? Rolling eyes face. Mine has this horrible habit of putting his foot right in the center of my nipple and putting his weight on it. He weighs 15 pounds. Half an hour ago, the little genius is a cuddly munchkin before she eats and eats off my titty. Can your boobs get calloused? I think I'm getting there. It's less a launch pad than planting a paw on the most painful non-nipple place available and suddenly having 10x normal gravity only in that one paw. I call it playing variable density. This morning, I made the mistake of sneezing. Oh sweet Jesus, my ported, my 50-pound dog who likes to think she's a cat does this. Send help. Weary face, weary face. The worst time was after I got my nipples pierced. That's how my 85 pounds dog just woke me up. I currently have no scratches there, so it must have been a while. Don't remind them, though. I have little titties, so my fat boy can't really use them as a shelf. Instead he just gouges my stomach with his back claws. I have literal scars from it. Scars. Last week, I was laying down on the floor and my cat jumped on my bob. About 30 minutes ago. Not my cat, but my 110 pounds Mastiff mix. Almost daily. When I'm sitting down, this is how he leans on me. He weighs 7 kilograms. He rubs his face against mine, so it's adorable torture. I don't have a cat, sadly frown, but earlier this evening my dog did this. I was laying on the ground on my back and flinging a toy around in the air near my chest. I obviously didn't think this through, and his paws whammed into my poor boobs. When my little dumb cat was young, he once used my arm as the halfway stop between the floor and the back of my chair. Said arm was sprawled out on the armrest because I'd fractured my elbow less than a week before. so I'll be forever grateful whenever he hurts some other part of me that at least it wasn't that. But yes, boobs are a preferred surface for walking on in this household, as are full bladders, kidneys, and testicles. Don't have cats, but my 5-month-old puppy legit bit my nipple the other day. Oh my gosh, my cat literally just pounced straight onto my bare boob this morning. I guess I can't leave those things out anymore. Roughly an hour ago. About 2 days ago, but she likes to dig the claws in just before it. About 45 minutes ago. But to be fair, I did open the window so she could pretend to be an outdoor cat. About 37 seconds ago. Give or take, cat not so much anymore. My 1-year-old on the other hand, my 15 pounds cat prefers using my soft squishy tummy as a launching pad. Every morning he launches off me, this morning because I wouldn't get up to feed them after only 3 hours of sleep. Not a cat, but my 35 to 40 pounds husky puppy who doesn't realize her size. Approximately 7 minutes ago, upside down face. Never. She prefers to sit on my husband and rather sit next to me. Not my cat, but dog. Surprisingly, a few weeks ago. Mainly because he is obsessed with my brother, and follows him literally everywhere. He doesn't usually use it as a launching pad, lol. He just walks on me. Sometimes the little dude will jump on me, and stand there for a whole minute. My dog had done this, not a woman, but my girlfriend's cat launched off my crotch the other day. Does that count? An hour ago. I'm fostering kittens and they love to take flying leaps onto / off of my chest when they're ready for breakfast. Never, and I hope it never does. Woke me up this morning doing that. It hurts so bad every time. Literally never. Perks of being very flat. This morning, to be precise 1 hour ago. Every morning it seems now, my sweet boy needs my boob. My husband keeps joking that the cat's getting more action than him. XD. Every 5 minutes, rolling eyes face. Last night and about a month ago when I was asleep he did a burnout on my face. Just a few moments ago. But his favorite is my squishy tummy. Now, my cat liked to use my non-existent chest as a scratching post and occasionally accepted being held like a baby before yeeting himself off of me. He was a bastard and I miss him. About an hour ago. I wouldn't mind, but he uses his claws. It's been a few days, but just a few minutes ago I grabbed her up for snuggles and in her desperate escape attempt she managed a double cunt punch, which was highly unpleasant. If only I had enough boobs to relate to this. Does my dog doing it count? In which case, this morning is her method of waking me up to take her for a pee. This morning, about an hour ago. When they were babies, they used to sleep on the boob shelf. My dogs do that more often than my cat. A miniature dachshund, Jack Russell Terrier, and their baby. Small dogs, they constantly leap off of and onto my chest and my stomach. Last night, yesterday, as soon as we got home from the vet. Just his annual checkup and vaccinations. My cat likes to be the little spoon in the rare occasions I get to take a nap on my couch, and somehow his tiny foot always finds a way to crush my nipple when he makes his way over to settle in. It's like all of his weight is concentrated into that single paw. It's brutal. No launching though, he's an old man and quite past his crazy days. Dude. I'm pregnant and my boobs/nipples are currently huge. The stupid cat steps on my nipples every time I'm lying on my side. It hurts. I need to start wearing a bra to bed. Does a 2-year-old nephew count as a cat? Literally every day. I've learned to prefer it to using my face as a launch pad instead though. About 5 seconds ago. My little doggy is the size of a cat and constantly steps on my boobs and it hurts. This morning, last night, when I was half asleep, my 3-month-old kitten decided to make his rounds running all over the bed. He used my boobs several times. Also actually used my ear as a launching pad. From the bedside table, my ear, then onto my fiancé. He's lucky he doesn't weigh much. Never. My cat is perfect. Not long enough ago lol. What boobs? I'm as flat as a board so I get extra clawing when they pounce off me. Not my cat but my dog does frequently, and although she's not huge she is heavy. A month ago. I normally wouldn't care as I am naturally quite flat-chested, but my floof took advantage of my prego launch pads, smiley face. Every damn day I. Within the past hour. Ow. And last night two were playing, one on either side of me, and both used me to launch into the other. So much ow. She tried this morning. But I had the thick quilt on me so the joke is on her all the time. And she's a polydactyl with lots of extra toe beans so I often get scratched too in the process. 2 days ago, 5 minutes ago. Frown. I'd have sympathy, but my 60 pounds boxer did it at 6 this morning. Maybe I need a cat. I'm a male, but my cat used my still healing surgical incision yesterday when I was snuggling with him and he wanted to leave, but I contested his decision. Domesticated me really quickly right there. So halfway what you're looking for, she doesn't use me as a launch pad, thank God. But my big girl, just got her down from 15 pounds to 13.8 pounds, will walk all over you and just stand, full weight, deciding where to go next. Boob, neck, ovaries, my boyfriend's nether regions lol. I'm obsessed with her and could never be mad, but fuck no, figure it out and move on. Time. Never, but me 80-pound dog did. Thursday, I have a boob bruise to prove it. He does so most mornings. My bed is below a window and he uses my boob as a launch pad to get onto the windowsill. My cat has lead feet and always pinpoints my nipples and stands right on top of them and launches off of them. Doesn't help that I have mine pierced and they are still trying to heal. I love him, but he's an asshole. I don't know if this counts. I used to have chickens and for whatever reason they always found perching on my boobs to be a really good idea. So I'd be walking around with a chicken on my shoulder and a chicken on my tits. But more recently a new dog I've gotten. He's not small by any means, but he certainly feels like he is. To get in your lap or to hop up onto the top of the couch behind you he will use your boobs as a step stool. He's done this to my mom too. He's an absolute disaster. He just used my butt? But that's cause I'm on my belly. I opening this thread thinking I'd see this has never happened or something down that line. But, just fucking now Jesus Christ it hurt. Middle of the night. Let me tell ya. When you breastfeed and have full titties and the cat decides it's time to use them as trampolines, the pain is otherworldly. The weight of the world rests in kitty paws just waiting for a boob. He just kinda stands on them. Doesn't really launch himself. Never happened. However, my previous cat liked to stand on my chest and put his face inches away from mine. It was painful. Literally daily. A lot of the time, the one cat that likes to be held will crawl up into a boob top position and purr there for a while then jump off my stomach. She's also jumped off and on my IBF's nether region several times. She's not doing it to be mean. She's just oblivious to tender human parts lol. I had a cat while still living with my parents. Every night we went through the same procedure. She jumped up on me, trampled my boobs, farted with her ass turned to my face and then curled up on top of whatever book I was reading. I still miss her terribly. She went to cat heaven 6 years ago. This is why I cup my boobs immediately when one of my cats starts climbing on me. Immediately. This morning. My cats do it every morning and it drives me insane. They also use my boyfriend's dick as one. Cats are jerks. 10 minutes ago on my goddamn mastectomy site. She's so lucky I love her. My dog did this morning. Hey I love you. Oh hey I heard a noise and launched off. This morning. She loves to use me as the launching pad to get to her beloved windowsill, but will only do it when I'm awake. Maybe out of respect or not, my dog considers most of my torso a place to lean on when trying to get my attention on the couch. 9 times out of 10 it means 22 pounds of dog on a boob, my liver or what may very well be my spleen. Like with babies, to them we are just furniture with lots of convenient bits to grab or lean on. To put it simply, my only peace from this is being away at school, breastfeeding and my cat stepped on my boob first thing in the morning. Then I felt a wet trickle down my chest, rolling eyes face, years ago. She's almost 20, so she doesn't jump much anymore. We don't have a cat. But both my 2-year-old human and 6-year-old human have done this while snuggling in bed this morning. I couldn't imagine cat claws in the mix. Yesterday, sometimes my cat needs on my titty. A couple seconds ago, I was cutting my cat's nails and she was using her back legs to push off my boobs while I was trying to cut her front nails. I can only imagine those of you who breastfeed because having a baby do that does not sound like fun. Not for a long time. My 2 cats love my fiancée more than me and never jump on me for snuggles. So we got me a dog. And she uses my boob as a launching pad if I'm laying on the couch. Last night, my fish tank is located directly behind the couch with perfect viewing access on the headrest. 3 days after I got my nip pierced my cat used my boobs as a lunch pad while I slept. That was more painful than the actual piercing. Last week, he jumped on my chest while I was laying down and when his automatic feeder went off he leapt off me and left 2 puncture holes in my skin. I also have a scar across my stomach from a few years ago when I was holding him and he used my stomach as a launch pad with his back legs, back in 2017 before I went to live with my sister. I miss them. This morning, 10 seconds ago, I have massive boobs compared to my waist. I mean huge. So Fanger likes to bury himself deep in my pink velvety chest canyon. Once there he usually likes stretch and rub and then explode and shoot up towards my face, leaving me wasted and breathless, aching and drained. What? I'm just answering for all the guys in here. Every fucking day. She regards my boobs as a second lap. 3 years ago. He had to be put down in December 2016. Right before Christmas, too. My cat prefers to use my boobs and stomach as his cushy landing pad instead. It's an everyday thing. Window is by our couch and a bit high up. Few hours ago. I don't have a cat, but I do have a 19-mo toddler who likes to use my nipples as handles when climbing into my lap or stands on them sometimes if I'm lying on the couch and he wants to see out the window. Tired face, tired face. Not too long ago. My nipples are very sensitive, so he stepped on them and I wanted to shove him off. But instead he launched himself and that hurt so bad. I think I teared up a bit. I still love him though, but that made me mad at him. What's even worse is when my cat uses my private area as a launching pad. Lols, that shit hurts. Last night, she was trying to get the fly strip hanging up in the hall when she decided to just launch off my chest to try and grab it. Before he died 3.5 years ago. Frowning face. This morning. Used as a launch pad to jump onto the headboard of my bed. Lol. Like 2 days ago. Lol. Every day in the same spot. Said spot has lost feeling. Friday. The last time I was home. Dog. But every day including this day. Every freaking day. It hurts so much. Removed. All the time. My cat likes to crawl up on my chest and use my boobs as a shelf so he can rub his face into my face or lay his head on my neck. But God forbid someone touches a plastic bag somewhere in the house or one of the kids comes crashing in, he just blasts off with no hesitation, sometimes slashing me with his back claws as he takes off. Still wouldn't trade it for the world. Girl cat. Yesterday evening. She heard a car closing outside. Boy cat. This morning. I was too slow waking up to feed him. An hour ago. Removed. OMG, my Zat did that earlier, last night. While on my period. I almost cried. Bad boy in question. Some URL. This morning, like every other morning for the past month and a half, we have 6 cats, my left boob will never recover. You hang in there, righty. I have 4. So almost daily. Since they are all very social, they will also use my company as launching pads. Sometimes even their head, which is embarrassing. Like moments ago. This morning, my cat has a fascination with my curtains, which are right above my bed. Basically every morning, he crawls onto my chest, gets ready for takeoff, and launches into the curtains. It also inevitably ends with him landing on my face. Last night, unamused face, unamused face, unamused face. I can't do one better. Last week my kitty launched himself from the floor onto my chest. I was standing. Heads off to AskWomen to ask the complimentary dudes, when was the last time your dog jumped in your lap and landed a direct hit on your nuts? D.K. This morning actually. I was barely awake and I screamed, smiley face, my poor nipple. Really? You all be obsessed with your cats.